Okay, so hello folks and welcome back to the Mugello circuit for a rather unexpected and quite late live here because of course big breaking news recently that Jorge Martin will be an official Aprilia rider for 2025 and beyond, and it's an absolute pleasure to say that you are joined by Massimo Rivola now, who can talk us through all the details of exactly how the deal came about. But firstly, just how happy are you to have Jorge on your machine next year?
Obviously super happy. I cannot talk about all the details, but I can tell you that it was quite a racing deal, very fast from last night to today. So actually we signed at 5:30 p.m. And we announced at 6. So it was quite a fast decision and move for us. And obviously I'm super happy to have him on board.
Obviously, we saw in the announcement that Aleix helped to play a big part in the announcement, and I'm sure he helped to play a big part in actually signing Jorge as well.
You know that Aleix and Jorge are sort of brothers. Since Aleix decided to retire, actually we agreed to decide it in Mugello, but then obviously being his home race in Barcelona, he did a sort of undercut, and it was super nice and very emotional. And then I started to check the rider situation market in the paddock, and many managers knocked to my door, luckily, and I think we got the best possible solution.
As you say, it's going to be an exciting time with Jorge on the machine next year, and that leads us on to the question of whether Maverick Vinales will be his teammate next year. If not, of course, we know that Maverick still isn't signed up for next year. Can you comment on what Maverick's thoughts and feelings are towards next year so far?
Well, to be honest, as I always said, Maverick is part of the big puzzle that, and for me, is a priority. Unfortunately, it was everything was so tight and so done in a rush that I wrongly didn't find the time to speak to him. But as I said, from 5:30 to 6 o'clock to organize everything for the media was not enough. Let's see if he's happy to stay with us. Obviously, need to be happy to stay with us, and we need to find a good condition to make him happy, and we'll try to do it. If he's not, we will again go see what the market offer, and maybe we find another good rider. But obviously, thinking about a super couple like Maverick and Jorge would be amazing.
Obviously, we know that the market does offer some other opportunities, and many of them are Italian riders. Aprilia being Italian, now obviously, there's a space there that could possibly be filled by one. Enea Bastianini, Marco Bezzecchi, are these all riders that you're in contact with?
Yes, absolutely, and they are all fantastic riders actually. So let's see, but priority would be Maverick.
Obviously, there's a big thing with Aprilia where 4 years ago you struggled to secure riders on the bike. It wasn't the most competitive machine in MotoGP. Now we see it as a race winner and constantly challenging for the top. How nice is it to know you've just pinched the championship leader from Ducati?
It's a very good point, and it's a kind of nice rewarding for a company that pushed every year to growth and to increase the performance and to challenge the top riders and the top manufacturers. So, and really happy that we sign a rider like him. Maverick a couple of years ago took the challenge when we were not in this position. Now, also thanks to him, we are in this position, and so we need to be grateful to the job that is done from the company and also from the riders.
Obviously, going forward into 2025, once Jorge does get on the bike, how do you think his adaptation will be to the machine and also to the team?
I think we are recognized as a general good team where people feel well, riders feel great. So his adaptation would be a question mark, but considering the level of talent and his riding style, I think it won't take long.
And just lastly, of course, Aleix Espargaro retiring at the end of this season. There is talks whether he's going to be a test rider, whether that's for you or for someone else. Does this maybe sway him with Jorge coming in to stay?
It's a good point, but I think Aleix would like to have a different challenge. I think he did his history, and he feels he did the history with us, and we are grateful for that. Maybe we'll find a more challenging situation for his future, and I wish him the best.
Well, Massimo, thank you for your time. We appreciate the patience.
Thank you.
And, congratulations on the signing as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you.
I'll take that one. So, massive news here today then, of course, that Jorge Martin will be an official Aprilia rider for 2025. It is, of course, meaning that, well, there's the question of what will happen on the other side of the garage if Maverick Vinales does indeed stay, but we do know that he has expressed that perhaps there are other options and he needs to make his mind up. But what is for sure that Aprilia have secured the championship leader and a rider that possibly was going to be on a factory Ducati next year. Of course, we now know that that is not the case, and it's going to be an entertaining time indeed for 2025. Simon, I believe if you just want to have some comments as well, we'll just bring you in really, really quickly because, of course, it's interesting from your perspective as well because we know how good Jorge is and we also know how good the Aprilia is. So now with those two pairing, I mean, surely a world title is within reach in that first year.
I totally agree. I think Massimo Rivola has pulled off a blinder. Really, I do. I personally think that Ducati have, the bigger company, have stumbled with the rider market, I believe, and probably taking a time to decide, and it's upset Jorge. And he's, with the help of Aleix, who's a close friend, he's taken Jorge, who's been grumpy, to Aprilia, and they've put the deal together. And Aprilia are not only making a machine now that riders want to ride. Massimo's done a lot. From 2019, he's made it a factory team. Every year since then, the bike has made big progress. Now riders want to ride it. And they are famous for being loyal and looking after their riders.
Yeah.
And that's what riders want. So they're going to be a threat in the future to everyone, even though they're a small entity.
Of course, it's the big first domino to fall in the 2025 silly season. And it means that, the rumours today that Marc Marquez may well have secured that factory Ducati seat definitely seem very probable now with Jorge Martin vacating his place at Ducati and stepping away to Aprilia. It also brings into question about, other things in the market, what will happen with Enea Bastianini, if he is going to go to Aprilia, or maybe even, as the rumours do suggest, that he's being looked at by KTM for possibly one of the tech-free seats. So it could end up next year that we have Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez in the factory Ducati team, obviously Jorge Martin and possibly Maverick Vinales again in factory Aprilia. KTM is going to be Acosta, Binder, possibly even Bastianini, someone like that. And maybe even Bezzecchi could end up on the second factory Aprilia. We have fantastic riders spread across all of the brands going into next year, including Fabio Quartararo at Yamaha as well.
And silly season's really taking off. Before we cut off, there's rumours swirling of 4 KTM's factory on the grid. There's rumours of Pramac, Yamaha. There's all sorts happening. So, an American rider, an American team, keep an eye out for these next weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've got 3 weeks, of course, until we go back racing again in Assen. And probably by then we'll have a pretty good and clearer picture of what is going to happen for the 2025 MotoGP grid. But for now, massive news this evening that Jorge Martin will be joining Aprilia Racing for 2025 and beyond. And you certainly wouldn't bet against him going there, possibly even as world champion this year with his Pramac Ducati, as he does say bye to the Blonde factory. But thank you very much for tuning in. Jorge Martin will be in Aprilia next year. We're looking forward to that one. Ciao for now.